Good morning, and welcome to Emerson Unitarian Universalist Congregation. We are so glad that you are here. My name is Bernadine Cataletta, and I feel honored to be a member of this congregation. I offer a special welcome to those of you joining us for the first time, either in person or online. We are grateful you are here, and we look forward to getting to know you. As a Unitarian Universalist congregation, we affirm that women's rights are human rights. We affirm that Black lives matter, that climate change is real, and that diversity should be celebrated. We believe in the inherent worthiness and dignity of each and every person. If you are viewing online, we hope to meet you soon in the future. For everyone here in person, you're invited to join us today for our congregation's annual birthday party. There will be an all-congregation photo right here after the service for everyone present. For those online, we know you can't be with us in the photo, but we know that you are very much a part of our Emerson family. After the photo, there will be a picnic, a maypole, and fun activities for all ages. And regretfully, Reverend Christina will not be with us this morning because she is ill. However, we are very grateful that Reverend Christina has put together a beautiful service for this morning, and we will be thinking of her and hoping for a quick recovery. And now we pause to light our chalice as a symbol of our shared Unitarian Universalist faith. Gregor Scow will be our chalice lighter. Our chalice lighting words today are adapted from the writing of Martha Capo. Today we come together as a community of faith, joyful and free. Our individual energies combine to spark the flame of truth. May we each draw strength from each other and for each other in this community. And like the chalice, may we be bathed in the fire of commitment to social justice, equity, and peace. And now, in the spirit of love and the beloved community, let's greet and welcome each other to this new day as we share our congregational affirmation, we need not think alike to love alike. Let's greet and welcome each other to this new day. Those in the sanctuary, feel free to move around to offer greetings. For those online, please use the chat to introduce yourself. Our opening words are adapted from the writing of Lawrence McGinty. To this house we come bringing our boldest dreams, seeking here the inspiration and strength to make them real. To this house we come hoping to bury broken dreams, to be sustained through their pain and to discover new dreams amidst their tears. We come here lonely, isolated from meaningful human contact, searching for warmth and closeness and care. Needing to grow beyond plateaus of the commonplace, we seek here challenges and commitments that produce a greater wholeness and deeper meanings. We come here for encouragement, to shed our pretenses and to be ourselves. Filled with despair and self-doubt, we seek affirmations, prodding us to say yes to ourself and to life. Somehow it seems we tend to put happiness ahead of ourselves. But we enter this place trusting that what happens here will enable us to make and to accept a little bit of happiness now, even today. Strange place, this house. Here we cry, sing, laugh, hurt. Here we dance, touch, survive, celebrate. Here we grow, search, doubt, hope. Here we rejoice, pray, trust, and care. We learn, we think, we wonder, we become. Yes, to this morning, to this house, we all come. And now please rise in body or voice as we join together in the song, Spirit of Life, number 123.
Good morning. I'm Susan Ullman, member of the pastoral care team. First, I want to apologize. My long COVID shortness of breath came with me this morning. Now we pause and reflect on matters of the heart. Thank you, Bernadine, for joining me in placing the stones. For this morning's ritual, we have water and we have river stones. The stones are smooth and the stones have weight. They're indicative of life's pleasures in times of ease and life's burdens in times of heaviness. The water receives these stones with ease and calmness. Each week, you are invited to write a joy, sorrow, or concern statement in this book or email it to pastoralcare@emersonuu to be read during this time. If you're online, we welcome you to recreate this at home. Place a stone in a bowl of water to honor what is in your heart. Let's begin by placing 3 stones. First, in honor of the Cherokee and Muskogee nations of indigenous peoples who lived here on this land before us. Second, for those people wrongly enslaved here who labored on this land. And third, for all those hurting in current conflicts across our globe, especially the Middle East and Ukraine. We have some joys and sorrows to share. A joy from Melanie LeMay. She's at home recovering from surgery last week, and she's doing well. She expects to be up and about in a few weeks. That is a joy. I'm so glad. A joy from Douglas Futch and Michael Lukens. We thank everyone for their love, their concern, and their check-ins regarding Douglas's surgery last Friday. He's at home resting, and he is on the mend. We love and appreciate our Emerson community, and they truly do. Our best to Douglas and Michael. We have a concern from Sharon Sheffield. Don Heenan was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer about 6 months ago. He went through a Whipple procedure and was told he had a spot on his liver. He began chemo, but it did not work, so they doubled the dosage. Now he's in the hospital with double pneumonia. He's been going downhill, so please lift him up with prayer and meditation for his recovery. He and his wife did fulfill one of his wishes, and that was to travel to Ohio to view the total eclipse. He's a young 69 and a good friend of Sharon. I would like to make many more wishes come true for him. Thank you, Sharon. Our best to him and his family. Now, in thankful awareness, let's say the Buddhist prayer of loving kindness. The words are on your screen. Please read them with me. May we all be filled with loving kindness. May we all be free from harm and suffering. May we all be well in body, heart, and mind. May we all be at peace. Blessed be. Thank you.
Unitarian Universalism is a faith often referred to as one of deeds, not creeds. How we show up in the world is how we live our faith. One way we seek to do that is by partnering with other organizations who work to bring love, kindness, and justice into the world. Each Sunday, we collect financial contributions which are shared equally with our partner organization. This month, we share our basket with the Chattahoochee River Keepers. Their calling is to ensure that there is enough clean water in the Chattahoochee River now and for the future. They do this in 3 ways. First, by teaching students, homeowners, businesses, and policymakers the importance of clean and plentiful water. Second, they conduct research, patrol the river, collect and monitor data, review permits, and hold polluters accountable. And third, they advocate for water protection legislation to promote sustainable water plans and policies. We encourage each of you to support this vital work. For those in the sanctuary, as the basket is passed, please feel free to offer a donation or see in your order of service other ways to give. For those online, go to emersonuu.org, select the Giving tab to donate. All donations, unless otherwise specified, are shared equally between Emerson and our partner organization.
Good morning. Normally I'm down there, but today I'm going to do it up here. So could we have the young and the young at heart come up here? But before you come, I want to give some instructions. Reverend Christina wanted to be here, and she was going to do this story. And since she got sick, she made a video doing the story because she wanted to read this story to you. So come sit and look this way at the video because it'll be up here on the screen. So come on down.
The Big Orange Splot by Daniel Manus Pinkwater. Mr. Plumbean lived on a street where all the houses were the same. He liked it that way. So did everyone else on Mr. Plumbean's street. "This is a nice street," they would say. And then, one day, a seagull flew over Mr. Plumbean's house. He was carrying a can of bright orange paint. No one knows why. And he dropped the can, no one knows why, right over Mr. Plumbean's house. It made a big orange spot on Mr. Plumbean's house. "Ooh, too bad," everyone said. "Mr. Plumbean will have to paint his house again." "I suppose I will," said Mr. Plumbean. But he didn't paint his house right away. He looked at the big orange spot for a long time, and then he went about his business. The neighbors got tired of seeing that big orange spot. Someone said, "Mr. Plumbean, we wish you'd get around to painting your house." "Okay," said Mr. Plumbean. He got some blue paint and some white paint, and that night he got busy. He painted at night because it was cooler, and when the paint was gone, the roof was blue, the walls were white, and the big orange spot was still there. Then he got some more paint. He got some red, yellow, green, and purple paint. And in the morning, the other people on the street came out of their houses. Their houses were all the same, but Mr. Plumbean's house was like a rainbow. It was like a jungle. It was an explosion. There was the big orange spot, and there were little orange spots, and there were stripes, and there were pictures of elephants and lions and pretty girls and steam shovels. And the people said, "Mr. Plumbean has popped his cork. He's flipped his lid, blown his stack, dropped his stopper." They went away muttering. That day Mr. Plumbean bought carpenter tools, and that night he built a tower on top of his roof, and he painted a clock on top of the tower. The next day the people said, "Mr. Plumbean has gushed his mush, lost his marbles, and slipped his hawser." They decided they would pretend not to notice. That very night Mr. Plumbean got a truck full of green things. He planted palm trees, baobabs, thorn bushes, onions, and frangipani. And in the morning he bought a hammock and an alligator. When the other people came out of their houses, they saw Mr. Plumbean swinging in the hammock between two palm trees. They saw an alligator lying in the grass. Mr. Plumbean was drinking lemonade. "Mr. Plumbean has gone too far," This used to be a neat street. Plumbeam, what have you done to your house? The people shouted. My house is me and I am it. My house is where I like to be, and it looks like all my dreams, Mr. Plumbeam said. The people went away. They asked the man who lived next door to Mr. Plumbeam to go and have a talk with him. Tell him that we all liked it here before he changed his house. Tell him that his house has to be the same as ours, so we can have a neat street. The man went to see Mr. Plumbeam that evening. They sat underneath the green palm trees drinking lemonade and talking all night long. Early the next morning, the man went out to get lumber and rope and nails and paint. And when the people came out of their houses, they saw a red and yellow ship next door to the house of Mr. Plumbeam. What have you done to your house? They shouted at the man. My house is me, and I am it. My house is where I like to be, and it looks like all my dreams, said the man who had always loved ships. He's just like Mr. Plumbeam, the people said. He's got bees in his bonnet, bats in his belfry, and knots in his noodle. Then, one by one, they went to see Mr. Plumbeam late at night. They would sit under the palm trees and drink lemonade and talk about their dreams. And whenever anybody visited Mr. Plumbeam's house, the very next day, that person would set about changing his own house to fit his own dreams. Whenever a stranger came to the street of Mr. Plumbeam and his neighbors, the strangers would say, "This is not a nice, neat street." Then all the people would say, "Our street is us, and we are it. Our street is where we like to be, and it looks like all our dreams."
And now let us enter into a time of prayer and meditation. Let's quiet ourselves and with soft, gentle eyes, let's think about Emerson's birthday, our Founder's Day, 42 years old. Today, we gather and remember the dreams and ideas of the founders. They built the foundation of this congregation on which we stand. Let's breathe that in. Let's The lyrics of today's anthem, which the choir will sing shortly, tells a story. The story of a house built from dreams and a vision of the future, such as this house. This house was built with a big front door, wide enough to always fit one more, where everybody's welcome. It's late when they leave, and if they walk in broke, will they walk out healed? And in the kitchen in the house, there's a big old table from wall to wall. A seat for everybody, there's room for all. The poor, the shunned, and the rich ones with means, believers and skeptics, and those in between. There's laughter and crying and sharing of life, serving hope to the hopeless and offering light with a helping of love and a taste of truth when they come to the table with me and you. Outside of that house, there's a big old yard with a fence, no wall, where the kids are welcome, come one, come all. No matter their color or class or creed, they run, they play, they're heard, they're seen. There is peace, there is joy, there is love in this house. Yes, let's build a big house. Yes, may we build this house here today and into the future, and may it be so. Oh, come on, let's hear it for the choir. And let's hear it for those special, extra special Nico, Brady, Chris. Okay, my name is not Reverend Christina. Because of her illness, she sent me a copy of her message this morning and asked me if I'd read it. When I spoke with her last evening, well, she said her voice sounded like Barry White. And I said, I know what you mean. Let me tell you a story about big dreams of a big house with a big table and a yard for the kids to play. Let me tell you the story of this congregation. In the early years, the founding members met once a month in a member's home for about 2 years. Their discussions centered on principles, values, visions, concerns, and ideas of a liberal religion. Then in 1982, 14 founding members of the Emerson UU Fellowship began meeting in a bank in Marietta on Johnson Ferry Road. They had a vision of the future of liberal religion in Cobb County, and 2 of those founding members are still with us, Fred and Marjorie Macy. The Macy's family included their grandchildren, and they were all here with us for the flower ceremony just a few weeks ago. And what a legacy, what a legacy. In the year after our beloved Millie and Richard Fuller joined Emerson, Millie recalls a story of this small and growing congregation with passion. She shares that they had a dream to be a community for all ages. They dreamed about helping improve their environment and making connections with people in Cobb County. They wanted to support each other, to be a community that would be open for everyone and be a place to raise children and learn and to have fun. They dreamt of a home of their own. As they raised some money and began looking for a building, they found an old Methodist church building built in 1905 on Holly Springs Road. I got to ask somebody a question about this. Was this the yellow church? Yes. This was the yellow church, as I understand. I'm much too young to have attended at that time. So. They needed additional funds to buy this building, so they sought financial support from the Unitarian Universalist Association, the UUA as we know it, and the UUA sent a representative here to survey the area, the congregation, and to understand more about Cobb County. The UUA rep said, "You won't make it here." Of course, he wasn't Southern, because he would have said, "Y'all ain't gonna make it." This conservative area, he said, can't support a liberal congregation. But the president of the board of trustees replied, "Stop. I want to tell you that this church has heart." And with that, the UUA supported the congregation as they purchased their first building. They grew, they hired their first part-time minister and then another. Years later, as the congregation grew, they called a full-time minister, and their dreams expanded, and they had dreams of a bigger house for their growing congregation. And in the years that followed, the UU congregation of Marietta joined Emerson too. It was clearly time for a bigger house. At first, Emerson thought of building a new structure on the land on Holly Springs, Then Marjorie Macy drove by this building on Canton Road. This was once a Baptist church. There was plenty of space and room to grow. The building was a dream come true. It needed some physical work to make this sanctuary welcome for a large choir. And a space that was beautiful and welcoming. Members pitched in to help. It was a grand project. And then there was a fire. One night, there was a fire and smoke filled the entire building. Everything had to be cleaned, including the underside of the roof. What a mess, but the dreams of this congregation were bigger than that. Emerson pulled through. How many remember the fire? Oh my God. Many ministers, including Reverend Glenda Gray, Emerson's first full-time minister, and Reverend Jeff Jones, the minister emeritus, have served this congregation with energy and passion to keep the founders' dreams alive. Reverend Jeff, where are you? I think you're out there somewhere. Hey, everybody, that's Reverend Jeff back there. Let's give him a hand. All right. Thank you. And most recently, Reverend Deborah Bennett helped shepherd the congregation through the years of the COVID pandemic, and in Millie's own words, "I am shocked we are still here." I hope I did that right, Millie. Dedicated members and staff have made Emerson a vibrant place too. Beth Klein, the former DRE, or Director of Family Ministry, welcomed children and youth into the Emerson family for 2 decades. Kathy Middleman, our amazing choir director, has gifted the choir with song. You got to stand up. Okay, I needed to do that. Kathy Middleman, our amazing choir director, has gifted the choir with song and leadership for 22 years now. You that old? Girl, I thought you was much younger than that. Oh, okay, I ain't telling your business, all right. We are so lucky to have her with us. We are grateful for all your current and dedicated staff members, for all of our current and dedicated staff members. Yes, Emerson is still here because of the strong foundation of believing that liberal religion can flourish here in Cobb County. As Emerson's vision statement states, we are to be a radically inclusive, open-minded, beloved community that is a vibrant source of peace, hope, and healing. Amen. Together, our mission holds us to that foundation. The mission statement is to seek truths, celebrate differences, act on our Unitarian Universalist principles, inspire the best in each of us, and serve the world. These guide us from the past to our present and into the future of Emerson. In these statements, the dreams of the founders are still alive and thriving. And when difficult issues come to the surface that seem insurmountable, we have been able to step back and reflect and turn from rigid positioning and then come together to listen to each other and to seek a principled solution. We turn to our bylaws and our covenantal relationship, and in so doing, we brought these vision and mission statements alive. This congregation has so much to celebrate. I see these strengths since I joined you last year. I see warmth and genuine welcome of the newcomer. I see curiosity and a desire to learn about differing theologies, Unitarian Universalism, and how to support each other's individual religious exploration. I desire to see support in each other and in a chaotic world. I see a congregation that is a light in the community beyond these four walls. I see a place where children can truly thrive in their individuality, where they are safe and accepted. I see a place where our children can dream of their own future. I'm reminded of the words of Emerson's own new member ceremony. These guide all of us every day. Members of Emerson, covenant with new members to be open and inclusive, respecting your inherent dignity, your ideas, and your vision. In times when it is easy and in times when it is difficult, we seek to be supportive. Not only when you reach out in courage to us, but also when you need us to reach out to you. In return, we ask that you recognize our humanity. We will not always live up to our ideals. And when we fall short, we invite you to stay in relationship with us and help us more fully bring alive the spirit of love. We welcome you as an equal member of this congregation, of this faith, and of our shared spiritual journey. These are beautiful words with guidance for how to be together when we fall short, for we will. We are human. And when we do, we will stay in relationship that is grounded by love. This is the covenant that holds our dreams together. Emerson will face difficult things in the future. When we do, we will have to face these realities of not having enough volunteers for all the leadership positions, of not having enough money for all the things we want to do, of not serving the community outside these walls with the care we hope for, of not always agreeing on the course we choose to take as we plan for the future of this congregation. We will have to examine what is holding us back. We will have to continue to ask, how do we keep the founders' dreams alive? My hope is that our mission will lead us again and again and again. Together, our mission is to seek truths, celebrate differences, act on our Unitarian and Universalist principles, and inspire the best in each of us to serve the world. And as we do this together, we become the embodiment of the dreams of the founders. And now, as you're willing and able, please join us in song as we sing hymn 1017, We Are Building a New Way.
Hallelujah.
Wow. Thank you, choir. Thank you, everyone, for such a wonderful, wonderful service on such a special day. And so in closing, let us remember that together, may we dare to dream today and in the tomorrows to come. As we extinguish our chalice this morning, we extinguish this chalice, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the light of commitment. These we carry in our hearts and out into the world until we are together again. And we have an announcement from Millie.
I'm always about food. But there are two things today. We're going to have our photograph made out front, and we want you can visit after we have our photograph made. So when the ushers ask you to go out, just go out, and you can come back afterwards, and we'll have our lunch. But we're going to go out there, and I'm going to ask that, like I say, you quickly go out. After that, we're going to have our lunch, and if you will go this way, down this hall, and to go out to get our burgers. I don't know if I forgot to say something. Anybody know? But anyway, this is our 40th anniversary. And I kept thinking all day, all week, that our founders would be overwhelmed if they could see all of you now. So sit still and you'll be dismissed. And also, if you have children, we've brought the children out into the narthex, so you can just go out and pick them up. Just do what I said, and it'll be all right.
Thank you, Millie, and for all that you do for this congregation. As our service ends, go in peace and take peace wherever you go.
And just one more thing. Reverend Christina really wanted to be with us today, her first Founders Day. And she kept saying, I want to be in the picture. I want to be in the picture. So, Reverend Christina, thank you for a lovely service, and thank you for being here at Emerson, and we'll get you in the picture. I don't know how. Somebody needs to do it.